All right, back again for the nightcap. This will be more of a short one, but back for the nightcap. Okay, let's make it live. Okay, welcome, Senor Fatdog back again. Got King back in the studio, back in the dojo, back in the place where work needs to be done. I got with the Joseph series a week or so ago. I got my bum handed to me in a very fast manner, and even though I'm doing all these different things, I'm realizing that my fundamentals are pretty bad. I got to figure out what I could do in order to make sure that my gameplay is good on a regular basis. You know, I can't expect to win just by offense and offense alone, practicing all these cool combos, but that's converting big damage. I can't do that in a tournament match. I'm not that skilled yet, but the core thing is that I can do the big combo, the big throw, but like for example, let's try this. Right? Try to hit that exact hard combo. Like we trying to hit that. Like, oh cool, let's hit that in game. That's alright. What happens afterwards? Like for example, like what do I do when she's on the ground? How do I get it? How do I get her vulnerable? How do I get the character or the opponent vulnerable so that they will fall to that full crouch too? What do I have to do to make it so that they'll try to duck? Do I have to hit him with the rolls? Do I need to hit him with the jab in the roll? Jab, crouch, like that. Do I need to do that? Do I need to do this and then that? Or this and then that and then that? Like, in Tekken, I learned this today. Or the concept was brought to me today, watching Avoiding the Puddle. And if you don't watch Avoiding the Puddle, if you're a Tekken fan, Avoiding the Puddle is a great place to start with content, with the basics. So, if anything, I will watch that. So after that, I watched Eris's videos on the basics. And the basics showed that, hey, you should learn how to move, you should learn how to defend, you should know how to just navigate and control the character. Like I said previously, it's probably not the character, it's the pilot, and I know that I have a lot of issues. So let's do this. For example, instead of watching this, let us look at the example of what he has to say, what Eris has to say. And mind you, this footage, or his footage, was from Tekken Tag 2, but it was almost when he was ready to go to It was almost when Tekken 7 FR went to arcade. So let's switch over. Let's watch.
Anyway, internet. So, as I said earlier, I'm gonna try to do a tutorial, probably about Tekken, but not necessarily, every week on Thursday. I don't know what time, but last week I talked about.
Let me skip ahead.
Excluding the mind games. Let's pretend like mind games don't exist. So in this world that we're talking about, there is a right and there is a wrong decision. Wrong being the lightning screw or the wake up DP or whatever. Right being something very safe and defensive. For example, blocking or sidewalking to avoid. This is like a logical, there's a wall behind me, right? So the logic tells me if a wall's behind me, I want to get away from the wall, because in Tekken, the wall means, really what the wall means is it gives your opponent more launchers, more ways to cause damage. So, for example, Wang's forward 3, which is a mid homing move, homing as in you cannot sidestep it, and it's safe. So, if I put you in this situation with the horse tamer, and then I follow up with a forward 3, you cannot sidestep. So, as Kazuya, when you block this horse tamer, and you're forced to make a decision, instinct might tell you, I better sidestep to get away from the wall. But that was the wrong decision because you didn't know that Wang has this move, and this is a very common follow-up because of how obviously good it is. Logically, they want to move, you're making it so they cannot move. If they duck, they're going to get hit, and it's also uninterruptible. So, I mean, this is like, clearly, this is a trap. It's a trap, right? If you don't know what you're doing as Kazuya, you are going to fall for the trap, and you are going to eat a shitload of damage. So, this is exactly what I was talking about. The situation is horse tamer into forward 3. It's really a matter of understanding that this situation exists, and when the time comes for you to be put in the situation, you have these options. They pop into your head. 1, 2, 3, 4 options, right? Whatever they are. And then it can be more or less depending on the character, but let's just keep it simple for now. Duck, right? Ducking, bad idea, right? Sidestep, in this case, bad idea. So, most of the time, a good decision in this case would be to block. Why is that? Because this horse tamer gives you the pressure in order to use this homing move. But after the homing move, there really isn't that much I can do. It's like minus whatever on block. Look at how far I am from the opponent. Even like, you know, there are a lot of decisions I can make from this range that will whiff, right? So you, by using the right decision, and the way you made the right decision is you were familiar with the situation. By doing that, you were able to get out of wall pressure, basically, right? I mean, this is really a simple concept. You are unfamiliar with the situation, therefore you are getting your butthole ruined. But once you're familiar with this situation, it's like, oh yeah, just make sure you don't fucking sidestep or duck or attack when you get hit by horse tamer. Now that you're familiar with this situation, right, you know, as Kazuya, you don't want to attack, you don't want to duck, and you don't want to sidestep. So, that means just chill out and block, let him do the forward 3, and then you're cool. You're good to go. Now you know that, right? I'm so familiar with that situation. I've seen it a fucking million times. If Wang does horse tamer on me with my back to the wall, I am never gonna do these 3 things. But, wait a minute. I know for a fact that this guy's Wang is gonna do sidestep 1+2 into forward 3. I know that. It's so for sure in my mind that I would bet money that this motherfucker is gonna do that trap, right? So, now that you have this hard read, right, just like in Street Fighter, just like in any other game where Punko does a wake-up DP or whoever does the fucking wrong decision, right, here comes the wrong decision. So, if let's say you're Lars, or let's say you're another character that has something really rewarding for a kick counter or something like that, right, if you know I'm going to do the forward 3, maybe you'll want to grab that leg, or maybe you'll want to do a lightning screw underneath it. You know, this is where it becomes the mind games come into the picture, right? The right, correct, smart, by-the-book Tekken decision is to just block. Just block. Don't do anything, right? But there are mind games here. There are mind games here. And Kazuya is so sure. I've done it a million times. He's sure. He's sure I'm going to do that forward 3. Now, he's going to decide, okay, I don't know what Kazuya specifically has to beat this, but let's say he had something to beat it, right? That's when you start applying the quote-unquote punko, quote-unquote wrong decision to your fighting game flow. And the thing that makes the best Tekken players are the ones that are extremely familiar, just the same way you're familiar with this situation, right? I mean, that's it. I've told you exactly how to deal with this, right? You are, everyone in this chat room, 500 people, you guys all know that if Wang does sidestep 1+2 and your back's to the wall, you don't want to do any of that shit, right? Now you can start branching out. You can start branching out because you know, all right, this is what he's going to do. I'm never going to fall for that. But if I'm sure he's going to do it, let me explore. Let me explore what options I have with my character. This is where the fun comes in. This is really one of the most fun things about Tekken. Because let's say you play Roger, right? And Roger has this move where he jumps in the air and does some weird, stupid animation, right? That move sucks. It never works. It's not good for anything. But I recorded Wang doing sidestep 1+2 into forward 3, and I realized that on block, if I use that weird move, it jumps over the forward 3. And I will fuck Wang up for trying that. That is really like the art of war in Tekken. Like, I know that I'm going to have to fight Eris. And I know when Eris is playing Wang, he's going to do sidestep 1+2, forward 3. But I discovered that if he does that, I can do this shit to get under it. Or I could do this shit to get over it. So this is where the game becomes really deep. Because when I fight you in the tournament, and when I put you in this position, and you do a lightning screw, and it goes under it, or you do whatever, and it beats it, I'm going to be like, ooh. So you're telling me that if you play as whatever shitty fucking character you're playing against, and you do that move at that moment, I'm fucked. Look at what's going on here. We're in a lasagna situation now. Because next time, when I do sidestep 1+2, forward 3, maybe I'm not going to do forward 3. Because last time, this guy was like, ooh, he can lightning screw under that. Or whatever, I'm using it as an example. I don't even know if you can necessarily lightning screw. The point is that the best Tekken players are familiar with more situations. So let's say someone like Mr. Naps, right? Mr. Naps, his nerd levels are through the roof. He's been in every fucking situation. He can tell you a combo that works on that cactus in the background, and it only works when you combo them right next to that fucking cactus. It won't work anywhere else, right? The reason Jimmy J. Tran is so good is because he's familiar with the situation. If he launches you and they're at a shitty angle, he's going to be like, oh yeah, I got to use this combo at that angle because he's familiar with the situation. If he hits you with a side wall splat, he knows exactly what he needs to do because he's familiar. He's familiar with the situation. So it might seem kind of needless to say, but Tekken is really a game of situations. And the more familiar you are with all the possibilities and all the variables, the better you'll be. So,
alright, I'll stop it there. I will stop it there. He went on and on and on, but he had a bunch of good information. I posted in chat his little tirade, but back to business. So if we're taking that line of thought and we're trying to see what we can do with King, or like what things that we did previously in the Dojo series, this first 5-day stretch of the Dojo series, like what I did was, practice the buffering, which is basically setting up a situation that Eris was referring to. Ergo, like just practicing a jab into the Shine Wizard. Right? That's a situation that it could be used in game. So, okay, let's say that right, we're doing a jab, we're trying to cash in with a throw. Right? try and catch him with a throw. So the opponent knows that you're going to get a jab, giant swing. They're going to get a jab, body press, whatever you want to call it. They're going to get a jab. They're going to get the tombstone. They're going to get a jab, and they're going to get or they're going to get that. Right. So we got 4 options, right? But here's the issue. Right? See where the attack hits, where the grab hits. It's high. Okay? So obviously, if I hit someone with a jab, they could be trained to say, you know what? I'm gonna duck. So the Nina player would be like, all right, you hit me with a jab, I'm gonna duck, because I could follow up with a second jab, follow up with that. But what I really want is to get the throws going. So if the Nina person jabs, then I could be like, you know what? I can do jab this, jab throw, jab down, jab low 4 or down 4, which is his good poke, down low, and then this also leads into the person crouching, right? Because if the person does not crouch, then he's still susceptible to the throw, but he can also break the throw. So theoretically, that might not be ideal, because if the person is confident in his throw breaking skills, then I'm SOL, straight out of luck. We'll say that. But if I want him to crouch, then I should do something like jab down 4, right? So a Jin did that to me online. A Devil Jin. When I was playing with Joseph, a Devil Jin did that to me, and it was very annoying. But I was able to find it, see it, parry it, and then I got my damage. And he didn't do that again for the rest of the match, because he couldn't get away with it. That's the big thing with a bunch of online play. Like it's just conditioning. Like you have to set people up, and that's why people like have to block, have to, you have an entire move list, but the situations in which you put people in order to maximize the amount of damage that you can rack up, that is the key. So if I want to hit this big punch, I need to make it so that either I catch him in a counter hit, I catch him not blocking, or I catch him ducking. So catch him in a counter hit, that's risky. I don't want him to what's it called? Try to get me. I don't want to trade with him. I don't want to trade with him. I want a hit. I don't want to risk taking damage just so I can get that hit on him. Because if his hit pushes me up far enough away, I can't get that full combo, and that defeats the purpose of the entire risk. So if I catch him not blocking, that's purely by chance, and the majority of the time, the player is going to be blocking. If not moving around, they're gonna be blocking, right? And the last option is to duck. So the ducking, even though it's not as controllable, it's controllable. Why? Because at the very least, we could make it so that one person ducks. He ducks, or he or she ducks, I can get him with that punch. So if they're used to, jab, low kick, instead of the low kick, crouch, jab, crouch, punch, right? So it's conditioning. So now they're scared, like, oh, do I Do I not? Do I duck or do I not duck? Because if he ducks, then this may be coming. You know, or it's it's either this one, which is big damage, or jab into 4-4-1 with King, which gets big damage as well. With the bar spin, 64 damage. Okay. 72 damage. So obviously it behooves the opponent to stay up off the ground. But here's the thing with King. It's hard to get to force a crouch situation for a lot of his matchups because a lot of his moves are high or mid. The issue that King players run into is that you have to use his throws as the oh, okay, thanks Xbox. But you have to use his throws to force people to crouch. His highs, are blockable, but if you can force the opponent to crouch, then you can open them up to, guaranteed damage. You can open them up to the hop kick. You can open them up to the so bad, crushes lows. You can open them up to VAT 4-4-1. Open them up to the gut punch. Like King has options, but the core issue is that they have to be afraid of the throw so much that they start ducking. Once they start ducking, then you can be like, you know what, I got him. Let me go do this. Like, for example, oh. Oh, the STF. And then the bridge. Okay. I just wanted to practice that. Because that 95 damage. That's a hell of a lot. Okay. 95 damage. Like King's biggest damage comes from his throws. You don't take the throw. That's what, 60 something damage. This one is 47, 58. I'm sorry, 58 damage. The merry-go-round. This one 50, right? This one is 40 off the rip, but it's super fast. So King leverages his grabs to make people crouch. If you're trying to get people to crouch, then you can hit them with this. Once you get them to crouch, you can hit them with that gut punch. But lining up the move is hard to do. Let's theorize another string, right? So I know that when you have King, right, and we don't need to counter hit for this one. Whenever you're a King and you do the spin, the jump around, the 360 spin, you do 360 spin, and then you hit 2 afterwards, you get the chop, right? Whenever that chop hits, and whenever the opponent gets hit with that chop, the opponent is in a forced crouch state. Once in that forced crouch state, I think I've covered this before, but we'll do it again because I get there's a point to it this time. Forced crouch state, grab him. Right? You can do the crouch grab because of forced crouch with that hit, so we can get the forced crouch going, either with down 1+3 or down 2+4. So I want to get that. I want to get that damage. Cause like, hit him. That's 15. Okay, 2 hits, 60 damage. 15, 45 for the throw. Right, 60 damage off of one combo. So, or off of a combo. So, and a relatively simple one at that. So here's the question: how do we facilitate that on a regular basis? How can we make it so that any player will? How can we set this move up? How can we set this up? How can we make this happen? So let's try. So what I'm thinking is we have to be in a situation where it's either there's a little bit of pushback. Well, there's some block stun. I have to think of moves that have block stun or block advantage for King, so that we could get the spin off and then do something else. Okay, so I know moves that have block advantage is back 2 and then 1+2, right? But usually people duck the second one, so I wouldn't say that's a good one. But a good one might be the brain chop. Right? But what else just came out? No, that doesn't help. No. Oh, well, here's another one. No, not that. No. My recovery is worse when I'm using that move. But we could do. Here's a good one. Here's chest bump, right? Chest bump. Right. So we could either go with like a jab, force to block, and then the push off. I gotta use push off way more. Whoa, I don't know that combo, but again, the plan is to get the person, put the person into a situation, put them into the blender, mix them up. How can we do that? So again, I'm searching for moves that have block advantages on block for King, frame advantage, meaning basically King can move sooner than the opponent can move once King is done with the move. Or in better terms, once King does an attack, he can do other stuff faster than the opponent can do other stuff after they have blocked the attack, because there's a certain amount of block stun that the opponent gets hit with when they take on a move. You know, they could block a jab and it's not that bad. But you hit him with the chest, hands go up. Whoa. Like hit him with the chest and the hands go up like, whoa, it's a bit too much. Right? Previously, I have always done the spit, the 360 out from distance. Previously, I've done the 360 from distance, so like if we're spaced out like this, you know, like my avatar's underneath my picture, and opponent's avatar is underneath their picture, I might do it at that range. I was a bit off. But maybe at the space of the game tags? Yeah. Right? And then grab is guaranteed. Once you hit him, it's guaranteed. But we gotta figure out what we can do to set that up. Therefore, I don't want to do it from distance. I want to keep the pressure on. The main thing is that we want them to react in a way on block that we could use to our advantage. No, doesn't seem like he has something that is has a big amount of stun. But all right, let's use this for now. So if we use this, then we use the chest bump. Chest bump provides the most advantage for King on block, right? As far as I know. I'm probably wrong, but whatever. So we'll go with the chest bump. Chest bump, 360 into the chop. Okay, so that's something, right? Literally right now we're creating our own flow chart. So we're working it out. We are trying to set people up with a situation. So jab, what does he do after the jab? If he does something after the jab, then we could set him up with the jab. Jab, what does he do? Nothing. Okay. Then 1 second. My apologies. Probably had a visitor. Anyways, set him up with the jab. Set him up with the jab. Then the chest bump. If they don't do anything after the chest bump, or they're just moving back, then we can. If the chop hits, gotta grab. If the chop is blocked, see, now, after looking at it, the chop is risky. Because look at how fast Nina's blue goes away compared to King's blue. The recovery. Nina recovers faster than King after he does this chop. So, what can be done in order to make sure that, we don't get into any issues after the chop? Because I will want the Nina to jab afterwards just to see if King could block, but alas. Again, this is all just trying to set people up, trying to learn how to use the move list and use strings of moves into a formidable strategy. High, mid, high, mid, high, right? high, mid. Right? Usually you could do high, mid, well, or high, mid, mid, or high, mid, mid. Right? Just walking them down. Walking them down. High. Right? It's just trying to walk them down. Right? Just walking them down. Just find ways to walk them down, right? So this move is good. This move is good. This one is good. Gives you space. This is good as well. This one is good in the This one is good in the neutral, right? The neutral, the space, neutral space, right? Grain chop. And now it's a wow. It seems to be a wow rising because I don't think it's a fully forced crouch, but they have to take a little knee, you know. Okay. Yep. The second aspect of the fundamentals is just actually protecting against attacks. And obviously, and over the years, I've had trouble with Nina. A lot of Nina. Had a lot of trouble with Nina. She's really good. She's good against me. That's what I can say. Good against me. Therefore, one of her biggest moves is the can opener. Up forward 4, 3, 4. Right? Block. If you don't block this, if you don't block the second hit, then the third hit is guaranteed, right? You can block the first one. You can block the first one, but if you don't block the second, the third is guaranteed. Also, there's a variation to this because Nina's a slippery little fish. If you can cancel the second, you can cancel out of the third hit with a sidestep for Nina. So, right? She can do that. Right? So if she's liable to do that, here's where Nina players who can do this are amazing. Here's where Nina players excel because they can put you into the blender. Nina's like just pressure and wave dashes and sidestep cancels and all that. She is amazing to watch when it's at a high level, right? So she can do stuff like, right? It might not be much, but when this hits you on a counter hit, you're not feeling good. Right? I'm messing around, but again, core thing. right? So Nina's liable to do those things. If you try to block and punish, now, no. Okay, like say I'm trying to do Wild Rising 4, this. I'm trying to do this, the counter. So I see it coming, block the second hit, try to do while standing 4, right? The issue is that with Nina, she can get away using that sidestep cancel, right? So even if I try to do the counter on block, I can't do it. I can't do anything on block. I can't do anything. It's impossible. I'm going to get hit regardless, right? This is like the same junkyard principle that we talked about before. We need to see it. We need to recognize it. We need to see it. We need to plan accordingly. We need to stomp it out when it comes across our path, because we're not letting that chicanery happen at all. Not at all. Not up in here, right? So we need to be able to, instead of blocking the low, we need to stamp it out immediately. So even if we can't counter per se, what we can do is right, even if we tried doing the crouching punch, that wouldn't work. Roll parry. Not in this realm. And very skilled Nina players will know that they can't do that low hit after the first jump. So whenever you see Nina jumping at you with that right kick, just throw it down. Not from here. Oh, I missed. Not from here. Why am I still doing this? To get used to it. Trying to get used to the bound combo. Getting the timing down is always a little difficult, but we're getting there. Why am I going for that extra jab? Because I know that I get more damage that way. Boosted. One. Still just too slow. But there we go. $39. 40 damage. Not too bad. I will try and hit one more time on this side. As you know, it's combo practice. Hit it both times on all the sides. Then we can move on. So, hit it. Right, get used to. Okay, we see it. We see it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's get hit. Okay. So even if I get hit, if I get hit, I can't parry it. I'm trying to get King's kick reversal. No. Okay. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. So walk parry. Walk parry. Walk parry. Or whiff parry. None of that. One, two, three, four, five. Come on, come with it. Come with the hook. 52. Off 52. $47, even better. Missed it. There we go. Cool. Just keep parrying. Just get used to parrying. Because the biggest thing is not even just dismissing it. Not even have to worry about blocking it, just dismiss it. Just dismiss it. right? So I worked in a little bit of combo practice, but the fundamental remains the same. The point is we're trying to make defense into offense. We got in Tekken, fundamental defense wins the games, wins the matches, wins the championship. You can't put yourself into a bad situation, and you have to be able to take advantage when the opponent could put themselves into a bad situation. Whether it's a missed move, whether it's a low that they can parry, or seeable low that they can parry, or block and punish, all that. It's very important to try and sniff that out. For example, let's do Nina's snake edge, right? And focus only on that. So Nina does her snake edge by doing crouch, like a wave, like, you know, the motion for the Phoenix fist, death fist, Paul's death fist. It looks like that from the 2-player side, and it looks like this from the 1-player side, right? Down to down, forward to forward. So with Nina, that move that she's doing right now, wipe the floor, that is done by doing down forward, hold down forward, and then press 4. So it's a sweep, similar to the snake edge, similar to the dragon's tail, similar to who else has it? Who else has one? Similar to Willie's down back 4, similar to Fang's down back 4, similar to Zhao Yu's sidestep 3. Like, a bunch of people got this snake edge type of move. King doesn't. I don't think there's a wall that he gets stuck on, and he has to take a stagger, because his rolls aren't that good. But like, he doesn't have a lot of woes, but his woes don't leave him at such a big disadvantage. Okay, so if we play this, right, you see that she staggers, like, oh, I gotta get back up, right? So now it's like, all right, what do we do? Do we parry it, or do we block it? So if we parry it, you get this combo, 52. Right? Or if we do, I forgot his combos. Nope. I literally forgot King's launcher combos. Hold on. Oh yeah. It's coming back to me now. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. But you get my point. It's easier to, or it's better to walk, and then it's it's better to block than it is to, for damage purposes, it's better to block. Nope. $79. That's a hell of a lot of damage. Or you can just do straight hop kick. That didn't work. That missed. Messed up the input. Mess up the input. Mess it up again. Don't go again there. Too late. Ha! Aye. This is what the dojo's for, man. This is what the dojo's for. Okay. 67. Ah. Too slow. I like it. 67. Too slow on the input. Too slow. That's one of the things that grinds my gears the most. Whenever you try to, whenever you try to go for a whenever you try to go for a power bomb, and then you get just forward two, and then you don't do the follow up, grinds my gears, man. But that's the blessing I get by playing on pad. It's all right though. But again, remember, why you can't do this is you can't interrupt and do the top kick when you have when she's doing the can opener. You can't do this when she's doing the can opener, okay? when she's doing the can opener, leading with that big right kick, you can't do this. Ah. Too late. Let's try the hop kick. Was that the regular hop kick or the delay? Nope. Damn, too slow. Ah! Okay. How about we just do the regular combo instead? So this is what we're most likely going to get. 62 damage. But instead of going for this max damage chicanery. I don't even know who Max is. You guys know who Max? Does he take things to the max? Anyways. I just want to hit it again. I just wanted to hit the damn combo. There we go. Okay. Jeez, that took much longer than I wanted. But whatever. Point is, point is, and I'll yell it till the cows come home. You gotta make sure that we gotta make sure that the pilot is not the issue. The pilot being me, pilot being you, pilot being whoever plays the game. Because at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you can put yourself in a good position and keep yourself out of bad positions and put your opponent into bad positions and to limit your opponent's good positions. So with Nina, it's always a difficult endeavor because Nina players are the better Nina players are very skilled, mostly because they can. So I'm taking control of Nina. Mostly because of all the stuff that she can do with her snake dash, the back dash, the cancelable moves. Like, for example, you're gonna see this a lot online, right? That is down 4-1, down 4-1, right? Once you see that online, like, oh, it's a low high, fine, whatever. But the critical thing that she can do with this move is that she can sidestep, right? And then he goes into the vortex, right? So the issue is that Nina can be like almost on non-stop offense, and you have to be able to know where you have to guard, where you can duck, where you can counter her attack. Because if you're just blocking the entire time, she's gonna eat you alive. Because right, that nice little low pick I've had that done to me 1,000,000 times. Mid, see the low, the mid into the. So here's the thing. Whenever you see the Nina do a little sidestep like that, it's a natural mix-up, right? Why is it a natural mix-up? Because it's either Nina's going mid with the one that leads into the forward dash or the back dash. Wait, I thought that she had a big. Whoa. So I'm just trying to test stuff out of the forward crouch dash. So like once she hits the sidestep one, she can go into that forward crouch dash, and then from this it's either a wild rising, or it's either a wild rising state for her, or yeah, it's a wild rising state. Okay. Right? It's either a wild rising state for her, or it's How the hell you do the slide? I just did the slide. How you do the slide? Someone tell me how to do this. Someone tell me how to do the knee slide. Okay, whatever. That's beside the point. The point is, she has a lot of offense. Okay? Hit you with the down four into one, sidestep. That's one mid. Launcher. That's a low. That's not it. That's a wall splat. So these are all things. Nope. She's just all offense. High, mid, high. Okay. Interesting. I'm learning about Nina as we go. So again, I keep getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. But the point is, she got options. We need to. Oh, she's a double shot. Right? She can go for a double shot. She can go for back into for the double shot into the backdash into whatever else chicanery he has. Okay. And with the backdash, it seems to be just while standing. So no, it's not while standing. It's just a regular standing state with the backdash. It just gives her some space. Right. So then once we break, it's good that I'm figuring this out as I'm going along. Okay, and I'm learning a lot about Nina. Is beneficial. So now I know that if I do can opener, I can cancel into a side step. From that side step, right, I can go into either a move that gives access to other stuff, a launcher, a low. What does it do on counter hit? Gives me a full counter. Gives me a full combo on counter hit. You know why I know? Because when you flip them like this, right? Rudimentary combo as that is. I don't know how to do her rage drive. But whatever. The point is, well, actually we can look. Oh. That's a lot. But again, regardless, there are a lot of options that Nina has. I'm sorry for getting sidetracked again. I'm just finding out. I just like to discover this stuff and work it and try to work it out and rationalize it in my head. So Nina has a shit ton of stuff. I get it. I'm just trying to work it out on a regular basis. So when she does a sidestep, now we have to figure out what her options are. You know, when she does, okay, let's go all the way from the beginning. We did the can opener stuff, right? We did the up jump forward jump 4, 3, 4. We know we got parry that. We did her snake edge. We know we got to block and then hop kick that. Now let's go through her entire series of we'll call this the snake shot, right? So I think it's called snake shot, whatever. But point is we got to see what we can get, what we can defend against when she does that sidestep, right? So when she does that sidestep, what can we punish? What do we have to block? What do we have to parry with, right? So okay, so first we did the launch. Let's do the roll next. That's not the roll. I'm sorry. That's not the roll. That's the roll. So launcher, roll, splat. So that is a wall splat move. Okay. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. That's harder than it looks. You know what? No, we're going to continue doing this. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Last one is the snake shot. That's not such a snake shot only. No. You gotta walk it back. There we go. So, if we see the launcher, what can we do? On block, what can we do? Alright, we can do jab punishes. Doesn't work. Okay, 13 frames. Hit him with that. Hit him with the hooks. Right, so we can get him with the hook. So next is the low. Okay. We can get him with while rising. Can we get him with the slaps? Slaps work. Okay, hop kick works. So we know that if we get this move, we want to hop kick it. We want to hop kick it, but we gotta be quick with it. If you sense it, then we can try to parry. I swear I won't get caught up in the vortex with this. Well, last time, I swear. Okay. But again, this is hop kick punchable, so whenever you see this, try to do the regular hop kick. Not the delayed jump. Hop kick. Okay. What's this? This is the wall splat. A little bit of pushback. Okay, this is going to be tough. Yeah, this one seems to be a bit tough. Oh yeah. So I think this one for her is safe on block. So when you see a Nina player doing this, do the sidestep into the cross arms push. Into the cross arms exploder or whatever that thing is, the blonde bomb, the cross armed blonde bomb. Whenever you do that, whenever you get hit with that on block, don't do anything. Don't do anything. Just stand block, because it's a mid. If you crouch, you're going to spin. Don't do anything. Excuse me. Last thing, what to do with the snake shot? So it's not jab punishable. Oh, it is. Okay, so it's not that fast, but it is jab punishable. So if they only do snake shot and don't do any of the fancy stuff afterwards, like the cancels, then you can definitely hit them up for a little bit of damage. But you gotta be quick. Okay. So, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm thinking that the next step is to make it so that got to. So we're worrying about the ducking. We learned how to parry, punishing. The last big thing we can cover is ducking. So we'll cover ducking, the fundamentals, right? So let's get rid of all this stuff. So remember how we went to down four, and then 1? Even though, so here's how Nina is super dangerous, because just this one move alone, right? Remember how I was trying to find stuff to do with King? Nina has that stuff built into her combos. So, and let me explain why this leads into the next topic, which is ducking a high. With this attack, there is a low and then a high, right? So theoretically, if we're going to do this, right, I'm going to have it record that. If I block this, I can't get any damage off of her. She's blocking. But if I duck and then punish accordingly, if I punish accordingly and fast enough, and for King, only the Wild Rising 4 and the gut punch will suffice. But again, it's important to try and duck it. But remember, we went through that entire covering of her series throughout the sidestep. So the reason why Nina play is dangerous is because of just off this one situation, right? Down 4-1. She can put you into the blender by utilizing that sidestep to get access to her sidestep moves, which we covered just now on how to defend against. So regularly I've seen people play against me with Nina and they done down 4-1, sidestep, cancel, 4. And then that hits low, counter hit, whole new realm of damage from Nina, right? Or if down 4-1, I'm expecting the crouch, quick snake shot into follow up into more damage, right? Like it's almost overwhelming how much stuff she can do. Or let me get a better one because I blocked late on that. No. Nope. Nope. I don't want the backdash. I just want to. There we go. Oh, I didn't have the thing on. We're getting there. Nope. Ah. There we go. So, on ducking, right? If I duck that, I can punch it. But if I try to duck in anticipation, then I get hit with that mid. See how Nina has moves that set her up for advantageous opportunities, which makes her a very formidable offensive character. You know, so now you're stuck blocking it, but we can punish it. And remember, we couldn't punish this. We can't punish this. We can't punish that if we block. So we're just gonna stand, right? We can't punish it. We can't punish the regular down 4-1 unless we crouch and make it whiff because it's a high. You can't get any damage off of that. But we have to block this. We have to block the snake shot because it's a mid, and we have to time the jab so that we can get damage off of it. It's very tough. Nina's tough, man. Nina's tough. See? I thought I was trying to duck and try to counter hit. Come on, Wild Rising 4. Oh, see. Wild Rising 4. I know I'm getting away with it. Okay, that's a punish. See, that's a punish. I'm getting away with it. Okay, so let's think it over. Let's think this over. So, if that little mix-up right there happens, how can I defend against it? What can I do? Well, what can be done is that I can automatically crouch because that second high is coming, and then I could go for Wild Rising 2 because it's a homing move. So let's try that. Well, Wild Rising 2 is not a good idea because on a whiff, it doesn't register damage when she does the regular down 4 into 1. It doesn't register any damage for her or for me. She can still block. She still blocks it because it's too slow. But the wild rising 4 is a good idea. Good idea to punish the whip, the missed high. But if I do a wild rising 4 and she does something like this, you know, where she does the sidestep and then just keeps walking, then I'm not hitting her. I'm going to miss. She's going to hit me with something else, and then right, say she does that, and then she does that, and then I tried some other stuff, and then she just hits me with that 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 3. Right? She hits me with that. You see how much damage that does. That hurts, especially when it's especially when she gets me in the back. If she's able to get to my backside, that will hurt, and that's all guaranteed. Okay, so moving forward, I think the best thing for me to do is just to stay upright and block, not even try to whiff. But let's try. She has so many options. What stuff that's beneficial to I'm just fooling around. Damn, I can't think of any moves. Alright, you know what? Let's do this. And it's tough because every time she has a high move, she has a mid that will allow her to. Every time she has a combo that ends in a high, she has a combo. She has the same string that ends in a mid. She has another variation that ends in a mid that makes it a mix-up. Hard. Okay, we got something here. This is a string that messed me up when I was playing online. I'll try and end with this. So right? So let's do this. And then let's do the other one. Right, so one of them is a low, down forward 3-4-4 for her, ends in a low. Down forward 3-4, 3+4 ends in a mid. So what to do? Instead of even trying to deal with the mix-up of a low or a mid, we have to dismiss that high. It's the opposite. It's the opposite theory of the jump yard kick, where we're trying to dismiss the low. We got to dismiss that high, so that we're not putting the mix-up. Because again, if we're caught crouching, then the overhead's gonna hit. If we're caught blocking up top, then the low's gonna hit. So we need to get rid of that high. We need to dismiss the high. Right? We need to just dismiss the high. Dismiss the high. And that's by ducking. That's by ducking. If we don't dismiss it, then we're liable to get smacked. Right? So we got to dismiss that high. Dismissing the high by just ducking. Don't even need to parry, time it. Well, timing is important, but still, dismissing the high and hitting them with the move so that the tables have turned. So when I was online and I was playing with Joseph, a player messed me up when I was playing. When I was playing them, they messed me up with that entire mix-up. That is just one combo. Just two combos. But those two combos were enough to beat me. Which meant to me, I didn't do enough research. And I have not sat down to think, what can I do to beat this? And theoretically, the best thing to do is the fallback method is blocking. But blocking was not working. So I needed to figure out, how can I beat this? Ducking. Duck, bob and weave, man. Bob and weave. Bob and weave. So bob and weave. Right? Bob and weave and get these combos off. Bob and weave and get these combos off. Right? Bob and weave and get these combos off. Right? Bob and weave and get these combos off. Right? Just bob, weave, and get these combos off. And again, whenever it's Tekken, we're trying to maximize this damage. And again, I can't do that. I can't do certain things. I tried to do 4-4-1 and it didn't work. But this is like whiff punishing 101. Like, we have to make sure that when we are ready, when we force them to miss, we have to be ready with a counter attack. And this is just the start of just strong play, strong Tekken play. $60 damage. Fair enough. Damn it. Right, so this, send him off at the door. This, miss him. This, miss him. This, miss him. Okay? Crucial. Crucial to understand, crucial to bettering your development in the game. By understanding the situations that you are in, crafting favorable situations for yourself, and then applying it to the game. So, with that being said, I got little else to show. Actually, let's show a few more primers. Basically covering all the stuff that I went over in this screen right here. And we bring back old buddy, old pal, old friend, experienced man, Aris.
Oh yeah, we're block punishing, right? Block punishing. Okay. This
and I'll post this in the chat as well, just so that you guys can see it on your own.
Just like in every fighting game, there's risk to shit, right? And we're not even going to talk about whiffing, right? We're going to talk about blocking. So when you block something, action 1, stand, action 2, guard all. Let's make action 1, guard all. When you block something in this game, if it's unsafe, you have the opportunity to retaliate, right? Now, that's very simple for a standing position. For a standing position, it's very simple. You just block it, and then you attack. But for crouch blocking, which is very, very annoying in this game, because a lot of lows are launchers, right? Snake edge. Like, this is a launcher. This low, if you don't block it against Dragunov, you're going to get launched. And visually, you can see it, right? So let's forget about the fact that he can cancel the low by doing that. Forget that. Let's just say it's a sweep, right? Low sweep. You can see this on block. But if you block it, remember that guy earlier? He was blocking my low, but he couldn't punish it. You got to remember that there is a transition from the crouch position called while standing. You see this? When you're crouching, when you go from crouch to neutral, this is like a stance. This is like a stance. So during this animation, if you push a button, you're gonna do not that. You're gonna do that. So this is a while standing 1. While standing 1. This is a while standing 2. While standing 3. While standing 4. Every character has this. It's extremely important because if you don't know, if you can't familiarize yourself with this position, this transition, then you're missing out on everything. You're whack. You're garbage. And you are skipping something fundamental. Remember I told you guys how important it is to focus on fundamentals and not get distracted by other shit. Some people in the chat room are saying also known as while rising. It's not known as while rising in Tekken. In Tekken it's called while standing. The reason why they don't call it while rising is because WR is while running in this game. So because they didn't want two WRs, they made it while standing. So it's called while standing 2, not while rising 2. If they say while rising 2, they're like VF players or some shit. It's not while rising. It's while standing. WS. So if it says WS2, it's while standing 2. And the way you do that move is you duck, and then during the standing animation, you push the button. You go from crouch to stand. While standing 2. While standing 2. You feel me, Bruise? So, when you block a low, if it's launch punishable, you can launch it from crouch with a while standing 2. If it's not launch punishable, but let's say minus 12, you can punish it with a shoulder. That's 12 frames. Or a while standing 1-2, also 12 frames. While standing 1-3. You have all these options, right? But if you don't know, if you haven't familiarized yourself with the while standing state, you're fucking up. It's huge. It's very important.
Very meta. Very meta. You're watching a video, which is watching
I hope
a video.
that helps. It's very important. Because lows are going to do a lot of damage if you don't block punish them. And most of the time in this game, lows are pretty unsafe. It's very rare to get a safe low. Super rare. How many frames is Juggernaut's while standing 2? It's 15. It's pretty generic. That's all new information for me. I appreciate it. You know, it's really hard. One thing I have to say, as a Tekken player who's been playing for years, it's really hard to put myself in the shoes of a new player. There are mistakes that new players make in the learning process that there is no way I could have foreseen as someone who's trying to explain the game. So I would have never imagined that this could be possible.
And all these tips are helping. Thanks, amigo. Big dinner on me.
Hey, thanks so much. Fast hands, Cody. I appreciate it. He's full of shit. He's a Tekken veteran. I hope life's treating you well, man. Thanks for the dollary dues. Happy early 2017. And thank you again, Money Match Me.
Okay. Well, his little while standing tutorial was good. But the main thing is basically we got to, whenever something happens, he alluded to this as well. Whenever a move is blocked, whenever a move is whiffed, whenever you duck a high, whenever you sidestep a move, you know, we got to punish it accordingly. Let's try sidestepping, because that's the last thing that, you know, that's the thing that I actually have trouble with the most. Sidestepping a move. So let's just do her little blonde bomb, right? So if we do blonde bomb, we can punish it by blocking, and I'd be fine with this, right? Can we sidestep to the right? We can't really sidestep this move. Let's find another one that we can try sidestep. This seems pretty linear, so let's try this one. That one was done by forward plus 1 plus 4. Not that. That's just King's regular backflip. Okay, that tracks as well. This is getting a bit difficult. Actually, let's just go to a move list. Hold on. Okay, I think I got one. So let's try this. So or even better. Right? So I got it. I'm working on it. I got it. Okay? So down 3, 4, 3. Right? So I can't duck this, right? I can't duck this. If I try punishing it, then if I try punishing it by blocking, I'm too late. Because I'm put on a wild crouch state. Can I duck the third? Can I duck the second hit? Yes. Okay. Okay, see it, see it. Okay. So what I'm doing is basically I'm getting hit by the low. I'm ducking the mid. Right? Ducking the mid. And then third of all, I'm trying to sidestep to King's right, Nina's left. So that I can actually punish the move accordingly. Usually, what I'm discovering is that whenever you have a move that has block advantage, or leaves them positive on block, it's either a high, see a high, we've got it's either high or it's a mid or something of that nature. But the point is, we want to make an attack miss. We're trying to make it whiff. We can make it whiff by ducking, which we did. We can make it whiff by using a move that crushes the attack. Like if I want to get rid of a high with King, I could do his down 3+4, or his down back 3. Or if I want to jump over a low, I could do his 360 spin, or I could do King's forward 4, or I can do King's up forward 3, or I can do a regular hop kick to dismiss these lows. Or but if there's like a mid and I want to get rid of it, what I can do is sidestep it. Right? So I'm getting hit by it, and we covered this previously. It doesn't have any pushback, or it has pushback. I can't block it regularly, so I need to see this, recognize it, and then punish accordingly. Right? So right now I think I'm trying to sidestep left or to Nina's right so that I can get my hop kick off. Let's do it out of that little snake shot. No, snake shot is this. Let's do it out of here. No, wrong one. Input error. Right? So, we know that the wall's coming. Know that the wall is coming, so the goal is to sidestep the move. The goal is to sidestep the move. If we're able to sidestep the move, then it opens Nina up for some big damage. But then, yeah, you have to know how to attack them. You have to know how to attack the player or the person after they miss a sidestep move. That works. Right? Doing all these combos and whatnot just to make it so that we can get the maximum amount of damage whenever someone whiffs, whenever we make someone whiff with a sidestep. The sidestep for me is the last key. The sidestep, ducking, and character knowledge. Those are the last three things I need to get down. Those are the last three things I need to get my defense right and prepare myself to actually be formidable. My apologies. This is day 4. What am I even saying? This is the entire concept. The entire thought of today is wrong. This is day 4, not day 3. Anyways, I've done my duty, and not DOODY. It's DUTY. I think that we can leave it off of this for today, because blocking, punishing, whiffing, ducking, sidestepping, punishing, all important concepts when it comes to putting yourself in the right situation for any game or any match you find yourself in. Knowing the opponent's weaknesses, learning the attributes of a move, whether it's high, whether it hits mid, if it's low, if it has a bunch of recovery, if the character can't move for a while after the move hits. All important things to know, and especially with high energy offensive people like Nina, we have to be able to counteract what they can do, because sooner or later someone's going to come online and they'll have a character like a Jack. You'll have characters that have a bunch of good tools, a bunch of safe moves, a bunch of moves that are safe on block. And that's what I mean when I say safe on block. Moves that are safe on block. Right, so a move that's safe on block is King's 4-4-1. After you get hit by it, after the opponent blocks it, they can't do anything. Another one is his brain chop, right? After the opponent blocks it, they can't do anything against it. They can't counter. They can't jab counter. Another one is King's chest bump. Can't do anything after it. The main thing is that the opponent's going to do a bunch of safe moves. That's a foregone conclusion. The next thing is the opponent's going to do some unsafe stuff. Once the opponent does some unsafe stuff, you have to be able to figure out what's unsafe, how is it unsafe, what can you do to exploit the unsafeness of that move, and once you can do that, can you make that unsafeness register into points and damage for you? It is a ongoing process with any and every single player and any and every single match, played online, offline, wherever, in Tekken. You have to be able to make it so that you can exploit any and all weaknesses and come out of the match with the W. Otherwise, you're going to be licking your wounds and eventually end up on a stream talking to many a person about practice mode and learn the basics once again. Am I describing myself? Yes, I am. That's exactly why I'm back here, because listen, when I was doing that entire stream with Josie's a great character. However, the pilot was the issue. This guy was the issue. So that's why I said, you know what? I played 10 days. I'm losing to people I shouldn't lose to at all. I'm losing my grip on the basics of the game. I need to go back. I need to go back to basics with my main man King. Figure out what's going on, because if I understand the basics, then it can be applied to every other character. For example, when Eris was talking about, Wild Rising, every character has these, right? Has these Wild Rising moves. But again, you have the utilization is different for every character. Every character has a jab, every character has a left kick, a right kick. Excuse me. But it's different. Remember, with Joseph, we were trying to do this Magic 4 combo, and it was super difficult, right? Or it took some time to get used to. But for King, he has a Magic 4 combo, and I don't know it, but it's something I need to figure out. I can do that. That works. But at the same token, you have to know how to move, how to sidestep, how to backdash, how to duck, what to do when an attack misses on their end, how to limit your own misses on your end, how to make sure that if you miss an attack, it's on purpose. Set them up. So for example, you could whiff a jab and then straight into the what's it called, the power bomb. No, the Shining Wizard. That's what it's called. Straight into Shining Wizard. Or if you whiff one of King's stagger kicks, right? you can go. The plan is to go straight into the plan is to whiff the intentionally whiff the kick and go straight into the 2 follow up. Right? So now when people say, "Oh, he missed an attack," all right, it's my turn to attack because he missed. Right? But then they get hit with the 2. That could close our round. You know, it's the little things like that. Learning how to maximize the character, but you can only maximize the character after you learn how to move with the character. You know what moves are safe with the character. You know how to punish what the other person is doing. You know how to point things out, which is a skill that is acquired, that can be learned and practiced and sharpened by playing Tekken over and over and over again. The only thing is that you'll have to collect your L's. Well, if you play online. If you play offline, it's much easier. But if you play offline, you get spoiled by the computer. The computer is not hard at all, but you get spoiled offline. That's why I'm coming back into the lab to try to figure out. All right, here's how to duck. Here's when I should duck this move. When I duck this move, I can do this. Or when I duck this move, I can do this. When I duck this move, I can do this. Do a little hop kick. When I sidestep, I can do this. When I sidestep, I can do this. When I sidestep, I can also do this. You know? Or if I want a knockdown, I can do this. If I want a close knockdown, I can do this. And if I want to leave them standing, I can do this. If I want to open them up for more damage, I can do this. Put them into the blender. Right? All these options coalesce into what people call a match. Just a free-flowing test of will and game sense and game knowledge and mind games. That is the essence of Tekken. So trying to break all that down, everything that goes on in a match, down into the nitty gritty, the essence. It's very difficult, but it can be done. It just takes time. So, for homework, find your favorite character. Choose one. Choose your favorite. Then play a few offline matches against the computer on ultra hard. Or if you know a few characters that you've had trouble with, go and play against them in practice mode, and then put it on ultra hard. There should be a move or two that hit you super hard, or that you always fall for. Look at that move, see what that move does to you, and then punish them, and then figure out the best way to punish the move. Or figure out two things: the best way to punish the move and your most reliable way to punish the move. Excuse me. Like I said, when I look at lows in the game, I know that I'm not at that level where I can effectively block the low and then attack. I'm fine with either taking the damage from the low or trying to parry the low. If I can see it, I want to try and block it. If it's a snake edge, I want to block it. Because getting hit by the snake edge, the launcher, is trouble. It's trouble. So, I want to block it. Sometimes I parry. With certain characters, I train myself to parry instead of block, because of a continuation or a little contingency that the character has. But again, you have to practice with each character, against each character with your fave, to be prepared. If you're prepared, this is just a match is like just one big test. You got to be ready. Once you're ready, no one's gonna stop you. But again, you gotta prepare. So this is just me preparing by reading a general. This is like general knowledge. This is like day one. This is like first turn on. I want to run game the right way. This is like the first week of studies and knowledge. Character specific stuff is later. Wall, like stage specific stuff, wall carry, 4 breaks, all that later. I might have messed up by doing this one fourth, and instead of all the other specific stuff that King does previously. But this is the core one that I should have started with, and now I know. But this is the core video. This is the core Dojo Denizen video that has to be applied before anything else, for any move bufferings, before any 4-4-1 combos, before any of that. Movement, punishing, whiffing, sidestepping, all that. Because at the end of the day, whoever's out there, you may not be able to know how to do these king combos, but you will know the concept of, hey, I can duck that move. Hey, when Ian does that, instead of me having to block and getting put in the blender, I can go and do my while rising 4 or my hop kick after ducking that high and then going into my combo. This is essential. This is a good lesson for me as a streamer and for you, the player. I'm very happy that I came to this realization. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off because I got to get some things done before bedtime. So it was a pleasure as always. Thank you, whomever, for watching. Much appreciated. Salutations. Good night. See you next time. I will be on tomorrow at probably 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern, streaming more. This is gonna be the last dojo day. I want to go over some more stuff. Probably try to refine what we know with King. Probably go through another character, and then from there we'll jump back into online with a new character. Or hell, tomorrow it might be an entirely new character, trying to learn them and the combos and the movement, all that fun stuff. So until then, see you guys tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. or 11:30, 10:30, around that time tomorrow night, tomorrow night, I'll be on. Thank you.